Hi, my name is Alain, mongeaU. I run the Music Festival in Montreal, and this year we're having the 8th edition of the event from May 30th to June 3rd. It's a great honor to have Flasher on board this year as the main presenter, actually as the presenting partner of the festival. I think it's a sign that the festival has attained an international reputation, so we're really happy about that. I'm going to present to you a bit the scope of the event this year. So the formula of the festival has always been a bit the same. We have preserved its conviviality. So it's a 5-day event with a trajectory of about 10 programs that are presented in different locations in Montreal. Actually, there's about nearly 100 artists that are taking part in the event this year, half of which are from outside of the country of Canada. So there's about 10 to 12 different nationalities participating to the festival this year. And the festival program really ranges from experimental and audiovisual programs to more beat-oriented programs on the weekend that are aimed for a larger public. And the way the festival is programmed is actually kind of a balance between these two elements, like experimental programs that are a bit challenging for certain audiences to beat dancey oriented stuff, and we kind of hope that the public goes to the two kinds of events so that they could discover like the whole range of creativity that is in this field of creation. We have a few, let's say 3 different audiovisual programs this year, one of which is really based on the intersection between sound and image. There's one that is based a bit more around the treatment of instruments. For instance, in this second program we have the French artist Colleen playing, and also the German artist Hauschka. We will also have a third program where we will provide a multi-channel immersive environment where we're going to be hosting a performance by Robert Henke, which is Monolake, and also a performance called the Auditorium by Canadian artist Jamie Drouin and American artist Jan Novak. We have, at the beginning of the festival, we also have a more playful program where we'll be hosting artists such as Gangpo and Meat, which are from Paris, as well as Candy Hank, who's a German artist. And then on the second night of the festival we have a dub from dubstep, actually from dub to dubstep program, featuring pioneers from Berlin, the Rhythm and Sound crew, which are going to be coming with Paul Saint-Hilaire, who was known as Tikiman. And that night is going to evolve into like more recent sounds of the dubstep scene from London. So we're going to be having Shackleton as well as Code 9 and the Space Ape. On the Friday night we launched the whole weekend trajectory with a program which I think is pretty exciting. We're going to have back-to-back 3 performances which are more band oriented, which is something that the Music Festival doesn't do so much because it's really more based on electronic music. But in this case it's electronic musicians who are taking their work to a different, a slightly different area, working with bands. So we're going to have the Swiss band called Calabrese, which is going to be followed by the Matthew Deere's band, a new project that he has, a band called Big Hands. And we're going to have also Cobblestone Jazz, which is a project by Matt Johnson with two partners from Vancouver. And we're going to have kind of special interaction with between Cobblestone Jazz and with the mongeaU. So that's for the Friday night. And that same night in the second room we're going to have kind of an audio-visual lab set up with a whole group of people, artists coming, actually driving from New York to Montreal. So that's going to be a more, kind of a lab which will allow for different explorations of sound and images. On the Saturday afternoon we have the first of the two picnics. So it's an outdoor program taking place in a park under the statue by Calder, a statue that we've had here installed during Expo 67. So it really provides an interesting setup for actually hosting a series of concerts. For the first picnic we will have a few DJs. Actually the festival doesn't really have DJs usually, but in these open outdoor concert programs we allow, we kind of break a rule and allow for DJs to come. Actually these programs are aimed for a broader audience, so we kind of like to introduce different sounds to these audiences. So the first picnic is going to be with 4 artists. We're going to have actually 2 DJs, Claude Van Stroke and Alain, which is one of the names that also that is used by Matthew Deere for a certain side of his production. And we're going to have live concerts by a local duo here called Chic Miniature, as well as a German duo called My. On the Saturday night, which is kind of the largest night of the festival, which is held at the Metropolis, we have a compact showcase, basically. So we're going to be presenting Michael Meyer, of course, as well as their leading figure for this year, leading artist Guy Borato, and we're also inviting Matias Aguayo with Rockness, which is a duo doing interesting performances, I think. And to complete that program we also will have Panta du Prince as well as Jaiko Maxson. The next night we have, actually the next day we have the second picnic, which is the last program of the festival this year, and that's going to be an interesting nearly 10-hour stretch outdoors again, in which we have 5 artists playing back to back: Jesse Somfey, Digitaline, which is a duo from Switzerland, Heartthrob on the Minus label, Sutek coming back to the festival after 7 years of absence,